Welcome to PulsChat. EGD and Sick Critic News. Join in!
Hey, how's it going, guys? This is Andros, the owner of EGD, and I'm joined by Little Will, who is a really awesome person. Just joined EGD/Sick Critic. Obviously, I have my two members of Sick Critic with me as well. We are doing our fourth Pulse Chat this time. It's pretty freaking awesome. We're going to be covering stuff on the new Spyro game, just basically speculation stuff. We've been getting a lot of teases, so we kind of want to say something about said teases. I'm going to touch base a little bit on the new Spider-Man game, and we're going to talk about a few things of our own, like, I don't know, some things that got us into gaming in our fondest eras, and we're kind of just going to talk about different games that that we consider as a good series and see if everybody's even played them at all. But yeah, either way, let's get started. Whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop. What's up, guys?
What's up, everyone?
Alrighty.
David, how are we doing this evening?
Oh, there I am. Okay. Hey, I'm good. No, I had to sit. I'm sitting back because I'm watching the YouTube channel so I can get involved with the chat and everything. And also, I'm like, I'm hearing two of everybody. What the hell's going on with my audio? And then I realized that YouTube's audio was up. So.
You realize that you're legitimately insane.
I am always legitimately insane.
Oh, man. So, let's get started. We'll start with Spyro, since that's the thing that is at the top of the list.
Spyro!
So, they've literally been teasing this game like crazy. What is your thoughts on this? Like, what... Give me your general thoughts on this first.
The thoughts on the rumors or the thoughts of how they're going about doing it? Because I think we all know Spyro's coming. It's just a matter of when and how they announce it.
It's for sure doing the rumors, I guess we should say.
Well, I personally, I love it. I'm like kind of a sucker for, cool and creative marketing. So like when you send journalists and personalities in media purple eggs, and this the way they're doing it is I love it. I love it. I would prefer them do a creative way like that than to actually just come out and say, "Hey, Spyro." I just think it's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. When I saw the purple egg thing, it's funny because I got like a little throwback to what was that Spyro game? Spyro. It wasn't a part of the original trilogy. Spyro New Beginnings, I think it was called, because it actually had like the egg float down some lava into a stream for other dragons to pick up. I thought that was pretty cool to see the egg. Not many people played that game because I think it was like it came out during the time where Spyro was transitioning over to garbage mode. So like it was like the last good Spyro game to come out before like Dawn of the Dragon or whatever it's called.
Yeah, I mean, I know the rumors have been because first we got it like February. I think it was like February 13th when Laura from
Laura Kate Dale?
Yeah, Laura Kate Dale from Kotaku, when she dropped, the rumors that from her inside source, Activision, that there was going to be an announcement in March, and it didn't actually happen. So, that was the first big mix-up, and then we had that random Reddit user who, I think it was a badass or B4D ass, whatever, that was saying that it was going to come out, a month after that. In that same March time frame, then that didn't happen, and then now we're getting the Spyro eggs, and then here recently today with the tweet from the Falcon McBob account with the Crash Bandicoot eyes, which looks like, and like the silhouette of his eyes, like it looks like a screen, and to me it kind of looks like the outline of Spyro. So I mean, it's obviously happening. It's just when they decide to announce it.
Now, do you think it'll be exclusive to PlayStation when it comes out?
I think it'll be similar to how they're doing Crash. I think you'll have like a 1-year exclusive time frame, and then you'll start to see it get ported over to different, consoles and platforms. But it'll definitely be exclusive for at least the first year.
I agree.
Yeah,
sounds lame.
I think kind of agree with Evo here, where it's like they know, we know, they know, and like they're just teasing us right now. And I actually think that that's hilarious. Like, I love seeing people claw their eyes out, like asking themselves, "When? Please stop this! Stop my suffering!" Stuff like that. Like, I like when companies do stuff like that. And I'm not like the biggest fan of Activision, but I do like this is I like seeing this lighthearted side of them.
Yeah. I like anything that causes hype. Like anything that gets me just freaking psyched on a game, man. I'm just like, all right, let's do this. Like, I'm all for it.
See, my only thought is all the stuff that you could do in like Ripto's Rage and stuff. Just seeing that with the newer graphics and engine is what I'm excited for. Like the skateboarding.
Oh yeah.
Oh, dude, that was beautiful back then. I don't even just like it was any good, but I did enjoy it from what I remember.
Well, and images of Spyro like in the Unreal 4 engine and everything have been circulating for a while now, and if they even make it half as good as that, it's still gonna be fantastic looking. Like I'm super excited for it because I remember playing the Spyro games when I was younger with my buddy and everything next door, and it was really nostalgic for me when they came out with Crash Bandicoot because I was like, oh my god, like I played these, 10, 15 years ago, it seems like ago. And so being able to play them again with the updated graphics, but like the same controls felt really good, So I'm excited for when they drop this.
And I think we're gonna get the original. We're gonna get Spyro the Dragon. We're gonna get
Ripto's Rage and Year of the Dragon.
Ripto's Rage and the Year of the Dragon. So I mean, I'm excited for that because like those are obviously my favorites, and I can't wait.
I think Year of the Dragon was probably. I think like funny enough, like the order of which games are best goes. Like I think it goes like middle, second, and then third.
Yeah.
Like, unlike the first one was the worst out of the three, which is hilarious because the first one was fucking.
I am like overall, like I think gamers in general should be more excited for this one because Spyro is just like as a series it's more an open world sort of, and it actually has like fully fledged voice acting in it. So I am sort of excited as far as how they're going to tackle like certain aspects of it that are, just genuinely, frankly, superior to Crash.
Yeah, what are they going to do about the voice acting? Are they going to re-voice act all of it? Are they going to change the name of the dragons, I wonder?
I mean, I'm assuming we're getting a complete new soundtrack, so I mean, if they're doing a new soundtrack, it would not be out of, the realm of possibility to get completely new voice acting. I could see that happening.
I hope not.
Man, I do like the original, but if it was a bit updated, I mean, obviously, if you're using the voice acting from previous, it might not mesh well with everything else going on. So I think you're gonna almost have to have new voice acting.
Man, I want Kushner.
Now here's the question though. Well, I was gonna say, could you get the same actors that did it before and just have them come in and redo their lines, or do you get all new voice actors?
They probably use the Spyro they currently have from Skylanders.
That's Justin Long, right?
I believe so. They'd probably keep that guy because he's kind of Spyro right now. A matter of fact, they'd probably just use that entire cast because that entire cast is an Activision cast anyway. It's kind of like it's like Funimation, how they have specific actors and they never get new ones really, and they use the same ones for every single show. Activision does the same thing. Activision, a lot of companies actually do the same thing. They have voice actors that just stay with that company. So, I mean, if they re-voiced all of it, I'm pretty sure it'd be those new actors. But I don't want Kushner the Dragon to take out of the game because he's amazing.
I mean, I wouldn't mind that. Like, as long as... Because I don't distinctly remember a voice like I have to have that guy as that voice. I just remember it being, like, really cheesy and just really corny. So, as long as they captured that sort of feel, I think I would be fine with, like, either or.
Yeah, I mean, you're not gonna get like Tom Kenny or we get Elijah Wood.
God. Well, with that being said, actually tomorrow's gonna be my first throwback Thursday, and I'm gonna be streaming Spyro, probably Ripto's Rage because I don't want to do the first one. So I'm gonna be actually streaming Spyro tomorrow for anyone that would want to see those Spyro games again. I'm definitely going to be playing them tomorrow, at least one of them. So that's a thing. Assuming tomorrow's Thursday, which I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. The rock I've been under is pretty small. So.
And you're forgetting your days and stuff, man. It's
Yeah.
not good. It's not good for your health.
Oh man. Well, is there anything else you guys wanted to touch base on with the Spyro game at all?
No,
I'm just amped about it.
That pretty much sums it up.
Yeah.
but like it's inevitable. So, yeah.
Sure. I want to just quickly say something about this Spider-Man game. Are you guys excited for it at all?
Oh,
Yes.
of course, man. That's like we get possible Spyro, then you get Spider-Man confirmed on the 7th of September. Like, I'm amped about that. I love the Spider-Man games, minus the PC port. So I mean, I can't wait to be swinging through some buildings.
Man, yeah,
Well-
they said they have like a revamped web slinging web slinging thingy to get around. I can't words right now. Engine.
Mechanic?
Yeah, mechanics. Fuck. They have a new web swinging mechanic in the game. Now, the thing is that when everyone saw the web swinging mechanic after they mentioned it at E3, it kind of looked like shite. So I'm hoping they upgraded it more. I know they said they did, but I haven't seen what it looked like since then. There may or may not have been a video earlier. I can't really state because I haven't looked into it, other than the fact that now there's a collector's edition that I will be buying and unboxing on the channel. But
Well, and what's really cool too about the whole Spider-Man reveal is that they're also like leading up to the release. They're going to be showing off some of the special outfits that you can get. I don't know if they're only through the pre-order. I would assume so.
there's 3
but
for the pre-order, to my knowledge.
Yeah.
but I know there's 2 that they have yet to show off, and I know, like I said, I know one for sure is in July. So keep your eyes peeled around July time
Good.
for that. But
July time.
I'm hoping
No,
I can use the Miles Morales outfit because he's my favorite Spider-Man.
Me too, actually. Like
Yeah,
he's a really cool Spider-Man.
Yeah, if they could actually show off the Miles Morales outfit, I'd be set. Even though I'd probably still just use, Peter's since it's Peter you're using on the game. But that's just me.
Yeah, that'd be weird to see like Miles kissing Mary Jane or something in the game.
That'd be
like,
that'd be a
what's
pretty
going
nice
on?
story there. I'd be okay with that story.
I mean, like, I wish they would just show like, okay, the battle system looks great. Like in Insomniac is like one of my favorite video game developers, but I think they should show like a little more, I guess, of the open world.
Mhm. Well,
Like right now, it's just a lot of like quick time events and like spectacle.
I would assume they're not showing the open world because we kind of get it. It's New York. There's not much to show since it's New York. That's my only assumption as to why they haven't really shown us much of the open world. But what I do want to see is that swinging mechanic, because they got the swinging mechanic correct in the Amazing Spider-Man. I guess Amazing Spider-Man 2. That's where they got the swinging mechanic correct. That was probably the best that they've done with the swinging mechanic out of any of the games since, I guess, Web of Shadows. Because I don't know, the way it was done is you have your basic swinging, kind of like the older games, and then you can use like a zip line button to run on walls and stuff, and it was all seamless. It worked really well together. And from what we saw at E3, it looked like the Spider-Man 2 video game from, PS2. And I was like, that's not really a revamped swinging system. That's just basic swinging. Like, they didn't make it look cool, or you don't feel cool while doing it. So, they said that they're redoing it, and it wasn't, like, finalized, obviously, so... Whether it's good or not, I don't give a shit. It's a Spider-Man game, and I'm buying it. I've bought every single one, so... Spider-Man game is like the one superhero game next to Batman that is genuinely good. So, regardless, I'm buying it. And I won't complain when I get it either. Like, what I want versus what's going to be there, 2 different things, and I'm still going to be happy the fact that it's a new Spider-Man game. So, yeah.
I agree.
I don't even have I don't have any expectations. I'm going in on a clean slate because I don't even want to look up anything on the game. I just want to be surprised when it comes out.
No, I don't either. Like the only video that I saw was when they showed like some of the gameplay. I think it was last E3 or something. And like that's all I've seen, and I don't want to watch anymore because it's like I want to just like I want to download the game, and then just start fresh. Like, I don't want to be like, oh, I remember this part in the demo that I saw, or I remember this, you know, in a couple videos that I watched. Like, I don't know.
When do you ever see something from a demo actually in a video game? Come on now.
Well, it's like a demo that they show off.
No, there's
Exactly.
what was that game? Ninja Gaiden had its gameplay from the demo in the actual game, and Ninja Raiden did too. I mean, Metal Gear.
I mean, like stuff they show at E3, yeah.
E3, yeah, no, it's for E3 in their videos. I say Forza did.
I mean, like,
look at this awesome car. It's in the game.
Yeah, right.
I'm not too
what's up,
picky
Homesizzle?
about. It's nothing, my nizzle, but I'm not usually too picky about like the web swinging and stuff, but I do hear that they're focusing on making it more realistic. And usually that doesn't really equal fun, so that might be my only. But I wouldn't like. I'm kind of like you. I wouldn't really care either way. Smart.
But here's the thing: is I don't like. Insomniac decided to bring back Ratchet and Clank, okay, and they did a fantastic job with it. So I have all of the, you know, the faith in the world that they are going to do this game right by every Marvel, you know, and you got to figure in the fact too, like Marvel's behind all this too, and I don't think Disney is gonna let like Insomniac or anything even come close to ruining. Like, I'm sure they've got their, you know,
yeah, they're not gonna ruin it.
No, like one again, it's Insomniac. Two, like I said, Disney's watching them. Like, they're watching them very carefully. This is one of their IPs now. They're not gonna sit back and, you know, even let it get slightly ruined by any means.
Yeah, I mean,
Star Wars.
That's what I was gonna say. They like EA has, you know, their hands on Star Wars, but you know.
See, Insomniac.
Yeah, but I
don't really.
I mean, after
you
playing
saw
Sunset
really
Overdrive,
they got from Star Wars.
well, after playing Sunset Overdrive, I think I can trust Insomniac with Spider-Man.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
fresh off of Sunset Overdrive and then Ratchet and Clank, like, you're not gonna, you're safe in their hands, I would say.
Yeah.
Man,
I
Yeah,
do
they're
agree.
one of my favorite developers. So yeah.
I have too
I'm,
many
I'm
favorite
sorry. Your hat is distracting me because you kind of just look like this guy. You know, you look a whole lot like Roger Craig Smith right now. I just want to point
Bounce
that out.
pad.
Bounce pad. You look.
I showed some of the guys at work a picture of Roger Craig Smith, and they're like, "I don't understand." I was like, "I don't either."
You look just like Roger Craig Smith. You look exactly like Roger
Did
Craig
you just
Smith.
pull up a picture?
Look just like Roger Craig Smith.
I
I'm
swear to
sorry.
God.
I keep that picture so I can remind you of what you look like. What you look like. Oh boy, that's
He
beautiful.
kept it specifically for this moment.
What
In
are
fact, can you just take Sonic out of the bottom right-hand corner of our screen?
Oh right, 'cause that's you down there, bounce pad. Oh, look at you, just you and just. Anyway, okay. So the next topic was what was your first video game and your fondest gaming era?
Like, first video game or first
No,
video game?
no, hold on, because this was the topic I brought up. It was, what was the first video game that like actually turned you into a gamer?
Yes.
Like, and it doesn't necessarily have to be your first video game, but like, Devin, like, I know for you, you talk a lot about like Gears of War. So for me, I would have thought like Gears of War would be like your video game.
Well, if we're talking like getting me into gaming, it would definitely be Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time.
Really?
If we're talking about competitive gaming, it's definitely Gears of War. So like,
Nah. Just,
yeah,
just gaming in general.
well, I mean, I don't know, like, put me like to where I'm as in depth as I am now. Like, I would probably say Gears of War just because I played competitively, but that's the only reason. Other than that, it would be Legend of Zelda because I played that for years. Like,
And
that
what,
was just
what Legend of Zelda was it again?
Ocarina of Time
So you played as a whale?
as a whale.
Yeah, because you're calling it Ocarina of Time.
Oh, whatever.
Like you play as an orca?
Ocarina.
Whatever. Ocarina of Time. Whatever.
Orca!
He plays
I just see this giant blue whale trying to play that tiny little
just a
flute.
fucking whale.
You got me. You got
Oh
me.
my god, you're just. Oh, that's killing me because you said that last time and I just couldn't get over it. I wish I could find a picture of a whale with Link's hat on. Because I would totally put that picture on. Just find a whale with Link's hat. Oh, I swear to God, I'm Googling it now and I'm not finding anything. You're lucky. So, your first game, basically... Wait, what was your absolute first video game? Well, where did you dip your toe in the water?
Oh, God. I don't know. Maybe like,
Like
Star Fox? I don't...
Star Fox 64?
No, on the SNES.
I was gonna say, I'm like, jeez.
No, like original Star Fox. Like that was probably my first introduction really into like video games. I mean, that came out what?
A long time ago.
90s, like
93.
Yeah, I was born in '94, so like my dad had one.
God,
Yes. Well, hey.
Oh, you're a baby.
So like that's what he threw at me, and that's what I played. So that's probably my first video game. But did that vault me into the game I am today? No.
Okay, so basically your first game was probably Star Fox. Your favorite game while you were young was Ocarina of Time, not Orca, and
Yep.
the game that got you where you are now is Gears of War.
Correct.
Okay, let's ask Roger Craig over here. How about you?
Well, the very
the
first
name
video
all three.
game that I ever played, like ever, was, and as cliche as this is gonna sound, it was Super Mario Brothers on the NES.
It's not really cliche. I mean, mine's
I feel like
pretty
that's
cliche.
like everybody's though, so I feel like that's like the generic answer that
Well,
everybody. It was the Super Mario
Well,
Brothers.
to be fair,
But, like-
anyone our age would make sense. Now, if it was a kid, it'd be a different story because most kids' first systems, most people that are subscribed to my channel, and all of them are going to say otherwise, but I know for a fact, based on their age groups and how they act, and based on what they play, their first system was most likely the Wii and the 360. So it's like,
Yeah.
saying Mario is very, very fine because theirs was probably Mario Galaxy.
Yeah, it was like for me, like my grandmother had the console over at her house, and when we would go over there, she was like, "Oh, hey, I have this old game console. Have you ever heard of a video game?" And I'm like, "What's a video game?" And like I had no idea. I was like, "What is this?" And she's like, "Oh, here, you take this cartridge and you put it in there, and here's a controller." And I'm like, "What the hell is this?" And
Be
Then,
sure
like,
low on it, honey.
well, no, and then like my mom was like, "Oh yeah, I played this," and she was like, me and my mom would sit there and we'd play through all of Super Mario Bros. And then like they had Duck Hunt, and they're like, "Oh, you like this so much? Here you go." And I was just like,
Oh, Duck Hunt, dude. Yes.
"Dude, Duck Hunt was the
Yes.
shit." Like, okay, I was actually talking to some guys at work about this last night after we got done watching Ready Player One. The technology behind how the gun registered whether or not you shot a duck was so like advanced at the time. Like it blows my mind today how they managed to do that.
Well,
It
they
was
use
like,
CRTV. It doesn't work on HD TVs though.
well, no, but it was something like when you pull the trigger, it kind of blacked out. I guess like the way this worked or whatever, it blacked out. Or it shone like a light or whatever, and if there was like a duck or whatever in that picture or in that like little radius or whatever, then then the duck would explode and the dog would go after it. But it just like I'm sure you could Google it or YouTube it or whatever. Like it was really, really intuitive back then.
It's worth a
neat.
Google.
It is. It's definitely worth. But the first game that I would say that actually like got me into gaming, like I was hardcore into it, and I know I said the Super Mario thing before when I answered this exact question too. But I'd say I probably got really into the gaming when Super Smash Bros. And Super Mario 64 came around. Because that was like the very first console where like I actually was like, oh, I want all these games for it, And I got super into like getting all the stars on Super Mario 64, and I was like, once I found out that there were like unlockable characters, like Luigi and Ness and everything on Super Smash Bros., I was like obsessed with trying to get like I would spend countless hours just playing, and trying to figure out how to get, all these characters unlocked. That was what really kind of pulled me in. That and GoldenEye.
Well, I've got a Smash Brothers story. Whew.
Ooh, do tell.
Oh my god, this is embarrassing actually. I might have told this on the channel before, back in the day, like when the channel started almost a full year ago, which is awesome. So, I was at a friend's house. I don't even remember how old I was. It was literally when Smash came out. I was at a friend's house. My friends are all much, much older than me. Like, we're talking, I was maybe 7, and they were maybe 15. Like, my friends were way older than me back then, and it's because I played video games and was the only kid in a neighborhood that did, so they allowed me to play with them. And so Smash Bros. Came out, they're playing it. I didn't even know it was a thing, other than, like, the commercial I saw, which I didn't understand it was a video game. I just thought it was a hilarious commercial. And went to his house, you know, they turn on the 64 and let that video play. And, you know, shows Master Hand picking up the things and dropping them, and then, and then they pick up the Pikachu and drop them, and I saw Pikachu. I screamed at the top of my lungs, and I peed myself. And what made that funnier is that I was sitting on my friend's bed when I did that.
Oh, wow.
And so I screamed at the top of my lungs, and I peed myself. It was like, oh my god, it's Pikachu! Oh, no! It's flipping shit. You're like, yeah, man, it's Pikachu, little buddy. Here, you want to try it? I'm like, oh my god, this is great! And then I peed myself again out of full excitement, and they didn't realize.
Again?
Yeah, I know. And they didn't realize that it had happened at the time. Until one of the dudes, because it was a bunk bed, and I was sitting at the top, was just feeling the dripping on his head. And I was up there with the cat, though. So they thought the cat had just let it rip on the dude's head. And so I got away scot-free until, like, I think it was 10 years later, years later. And he was like, yeah, you're going to play, the Smash Brothers for the Wii U. I was like, yeah, man, I'm actually really excited. It's like, yeah, we should hang out and play again. It's like, yeah, you know, this time I won't pee on your bed. And his reaction to that, he's like, you know, I almost killed that cat, right? I don't know. That's just a story. Oh my god, I'll never forget that moment. But yeah, that was years ago, and I'm still embarrassed about that to this day because I'll never forget that happened. We played Bomberman the same day. That was my first time playing Bomberman.
And 12 people now know about it.
Yeah. I don't know. That was my highlight. My life highlight. Oh well, Frank heard it. So
what's your stuff there, sir?
Oh, we're actually gonna go to Will next.
Well, as far as like my first game, I have no idea. But like I know that I played a lot of, like, my earliest memory with like any game ever was like Super Mario 64. But like I had no clue what I was doing in that game because I was so young, so I just had no clue. But like the game that sort of got me into gaming and like the whole atmosphere and like I guess the whole just the whole ecosystem of gaming was like maybe Superstar Saga, Mario and Luigi for like the Game Boy Advance, because that was like the hardcore RPG back then for like the Game Boy or whatever. And as far as like the gaming era goes, that was sort of kind of like my topic I gave to this one, but it was probably like Gen 5, if I'm not mistaken. That was like GameCube, PS2, and Xbox. So I think all of those companies did like really good. They were all really creative back then, and I honestly think that those are the best versions of like all three of the companies. So,
well, PS2 and GameCube and stuff would be third gen.
Oh, third gen. Okay,
third gen, because we're in Gen 4 right
now. Wait, third gen is the NES, right?
Technically, they would consider Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis as first gen, even though Atari and stuff were there. They kind of consider that to be first gen, because that's when things actually legitimately took off. Home consoles are actually doing well, and people were actually buying them. So technically, first gen would be Super Nintendo, second gen 64, third gen GameCube, fourth gen is what we're in right now. Fifth gen will be PS4 or PS5 or whatever else comes out with that.
No, well, I guess I was literally speaking. I guess fifth gen or third gen or whatever. I was under the assumption that we were in eighth gen, but yeah. Overall, those three consoles were my favorite. Like just as far as company mindsets go, I thought those three consoles had the best.
Yeah,
I concur.
I agree 100%. But yeah, each generation is about a 7-year gap. Just
Yeah.
reference to anybody that doesn't know that's here. It's about a 7-year gap. These
Wiki-
systems don't live longer than
Wikipedia
7
says
years.
otherwise.
Well, that's a handheld, and it has
Devin's
nothing
like,
going against it.
hold on a minute.
I had to look it up.
Here's the thing: home consoles aren't a part of any generation. I mean, handheld, excuse me, aren't a part of anything generation related. They're in a league of their own, because like handhelds have always outlasted consoles, like their console counterpart. Always, it always has. Because even if you were to look at the different versions of the Game Boy, they're all fundamentally the same thing. Like 64, the Game Boy Advance and the DS are two different things, and the Game Boy Color and the Game Boy Advance are two different things. But there were multiple iterations of the Game Boy up until Advance, and then Advance was the only thing of its kind up until the DS came out.
Yeah.
So 3DS
Wikipedia.
becomes its own thing just because it looks better, but overall it's fundamentally just the DS.
I don't even say generations anymore. I'm just like, hey,
Yeah.
I played
I
played during the
got a
PS2
box.
generation. That's what I say.
Box it and put stuff on the screen, and you run around.
Never mind. I misspoke. Wikipedia lists GameCube as 6th generation. I guess that makes sense.
But yeah, the handheld stuff is never really included. So,
Either way, on to yours.
motherfucker, I'm trying to avoid this. Okay, so my first video game ever was Sonic the Hedgehog 2. I used to literally break into my sister's room to play it. My mom said I was about 5. I used to break into her room to play it. I remember one time the basement flooded, and she said I was literally inside of a tub that you would put clothes into, with something you use as a paddle to get to my sister's room to take the Sega Genesis so it didn't get destroyed. Yeah, I was pretty obsessed when I was a kid. So Sonic the Hedgehog 2 was my first game. The game that really got me into gaming as a whole was Sonic the Hedgehog 3. And the thing that got me into competitive gaming would have to be King of Fighters 98. That's the game that got me into being competitive. As far as my favorite console generation, I would have to say it would be the GameCube's era. I was really big in the GameCube. There were so many good games in the GameCube, and I still own every single one of them. That is the one era that actually sits with me very well, because playing Double Dash with friends after school, Mario Sunshine, Luigi's Mansion, Gotcha Force, it's the Capcom video game, it's really, really good. Custom Robo, Billy Hatcher, Sonic Adventure DX, Sonic Adventure 2. I mean, the list goes on. That was probably the best generation that I loved multiple games. And the one time I was actually able to play the same game for a very long time. Because nowadays, when I play games, I can't play the same game for a very long time because I lose interest quickly. The games get dull and old, or nothing really changes, or they don't add anything good for you to do after you beat the game other than just running around in an open world. So that era of gaming is gone, and it probably will not have another kickstart other than what the Switch is doing, because they're doing a damn good job.
Yeah, I do agree with that. Yeah,
I
the
would
Switch. Seeing that's for me, like when you guys start talking about like GameCube and everything, like that was the generation that I kind of, at least for the GameCube games and everything, I didn't play a whole lot of. I kind of skipped that. I was still pretty young, and I didn't, like, my parents gave me the option. They were like, okay, well, you can get either an Xbox, a PlayStation 2, or a GameCube. And I was like, well, all my friends have PlayStation 2, so it's probably the better choice to go with, because then, you know, we could all just swap games back and forth and borrow games off each other. So, and then after that, like, once my brother came around, he started playing games, and I ended up getting an Xbox. So I ended up having all of that, you know, but I never ended up getting a GameCube. I just tried to play, like, whatever was over at my buddy's house. Like, we played, I think it was like Agent Under Fire, if I'm thinking of, if I'm thinking correctly.
You missed
Somebody in the
out
chat
on a
correct me.
lot of good games by not playing the GameCube.
I know, like I that's why I want them to come out with Virtual Console, because I really do like want to play some of these older games, like Mario Sunshine. Like, I've never played Mario Sunshine. I've never played Mario Galaxy. Like, there's so many games from that generation that I missed, and it sucks because I would love to go back and play them. You know,
Man,
I just don't want to go buy a game. I just don't want to buy a GameCube.
Wait, did you play the best Mario game ever made, Super Mario World?
No,
Okay, that's fine.
sorry, I tried.
Be gone.
I mean, I played Odyssey and beat it, but
That was probably the best Mario game ever made. You can't
I
not
mean-
play that one. Do you have a 3DS?
do I have a 3DS? Yeah.
Just download it on your 3DS. It's like, I think it's like $5. It is the best Mario game ever made. Period. Had
Well-
the best music, best level design. Best
Let me get through my
beautifulness.
review, my reviews first, and then I'll have some more time because you forget.
Fuck,
Again,
play the game and review it. 20 years
I
later.
can't do. Yeah.
You might as well.
Dork.
Matter of fact, that's something that should happen. We should review old games. Give people a reason to pick them back up again. I think that's something that should... Bounce Pad! Sorry, there's a guy named Bounce Pad that just joined.
That's awesome because we have Roger Craig Smith.
We
here
have Roger Craig Smith right here with us. Say something, Roger. Bounce Pad.
Bounce pad.
Bounce Pad. Bounce Pad. Bounce Pad. Right there. Oh, God. Kill me.
In myself.
But yeah, I highly recommend Super Mario World. That is literally... Do you not even have an NES Classic? Oh, you probably don't. Those are hard to get.
I know at one point in time we had one. If it's still here, I don't know where it is. I'm still trying to get my N64 back up and running because for whatever reason, I think it's the component cables that
Did you
came
blow
with
on
it. I did.
Oh my God.
You're a funny man.
Well,
Uh,
well,
no,
either
I think
way,
it's
it's
the
a good game. You need to play it.
Well, I'll look into getting it on the 3DS then because I still have mine.
Yeah,
Actually,
you
I'm like
should do
looking
that.
at it as we
It's-
speak.
It's literally worth it. It's worth every penny. That's my favorite Mario. I've literally gotten that game on everything that's come out on multiple times. I'm actually tired of buying it, but I still might get it on the Switch. So
Yeah. It's a pretty influential Mario game too.
mhm. So but yeah, either way, I guess we'll move on to the next one, the game series
On
Throwdown,
to
which is
the
probably
next
gonna
one.
be the longest
Shadow the
one.
Plumber.
Did you say Shadow of Plumber?
Shadow the Plumber is the best Supersonic 64 game in this series.
Oh my God, that sounds cringe as hell.
That's what Darkest Gamer says.
Well, darkest that you know that's Damien, right?
What you mean, Dimitri?
Yeah, Dimitri Martin. That's Dimitri Martin down there. Very interesting person. He's a moderator for the channel. Barely does his job.
Oh,
I just triggered.
Oh, shots fired.
Shots. Pew pew.
throwing some shade.
Shade, man. Man, there's so much shade. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, though. So, we're going to start
You want to explain how this works?
So, the way this works is basically, we're going to name some games that we've played. And one of us, all of us, are going to state whether we have played the game or not have played the game and how we feel about the game and blah, 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 blah. And Will is more familiar with it than I am, so I'm going to need Will to start off.
Okay, Pokemon.
Oh shit! It's about to go down.
Okay, quick question. Are we doing it like a short, like one sentence, what we think about the game?
Yeah, basically, it'll be a quick shot.
Okay, quick shot. All right, got it. Okay, you can go now.
Okay,
So,
so Will
I
says
guess.
Pokemon. It is a great series as a whole. My favorite one is Pokemon Silver. My second favorite would be Ruby and Sapphire. And I would love to see a 3D remake of those.
I haven't played any of them at all.
I'm gonna stab you.
Oh, what?
I will stab you.
No.
I will stab you.
Are you serious? Oh, wait, all right, whoa,
Hold on,
What?
hold on.
You've never played Pokemon?
I never played Pokemon ever.
How can you,
What's
dude?
What?
Have you played? Hold on, hold on.
What's your address? What's your address?
I will send you Pokemon games.
I will send you everything I have. I
Do you have a
promise.
No,
3DS?
hold on,
What
hold
do
on.
you own?
How have you not played Pokemon?
Okay.
Well, hold on.
Okay.
Do you have a 3DS?
Oh god.
Do you have a
What if I started,
3DS?
though? Yeah, I have a
Dude.
3DS. but-
Holy shit! It's like $7 for red, blue, and yellow. and like Silver, and just go play those first. Go play Red, Blue, and Yellow first.
How do you not?
Because those.
Oh god.
How do you not?
Oh my god.
Play Pokemon and be a Nintendo fan. Like I don't.
Pokemon Go is free.
Okay, I played Go.
If you can play Pokemon Go,
I played Go.
this?
Oh, of course you have.
How do you do this to me?
What is going on right now?
I don't know. He hasn't played Pokemon. This is like.
Wait, did you? You're intentionally torturing yourself. Why did you say Pokemon if you haven't played it?
No, it's a long-running series.
Okay.
It's
Well, this goes back to
relatively good quality, all like consistently. I am a big fan of the like Pokemon anime. Like I know a lot about the series. I've just never picked up a game. I don't know. They just.
with red or blue.
It's
or gold or silver.
It's like unapproachable to me, and like sometimes I'm just uninterested.
Okay, listen here before I strangle you through my computer. You are going to play either Pokemon Red, Blue, Gold, Silver, or X. Those are the best starter Pokemon games to play. X is one of the newer ones. It's in full 3D. Red and Blue, Gold and Silver are just old. You need to play one of those and
Andy,
report back to us.
You were supposed to nicely tell me why I should pick up the game.
Because
No,
they're awesome and you're required.
Let me tell you, okay? Because this is my one sentence right here, okay? Hold on, I gotta get myself composed again. It was a hard hit to my heart on that one, Will. I'm sorry, like that was a low cut.
Oh god.
So, I absolutely love Red. I think that is the best one in the series, and I highly suggest that you go and play Red. That was my first Pokemon game that introduced me to the entire thing. It's fantastic. It's one of the better RPGs out there. You need to go play that. Graphics are a little wonky, but you'll get used to them.
I'm still in shock here.
Yeah,
I am too. Like, here's the
you.
reason why I say don't. Here's the reason why I say don't play Gold, because Gold and Silver and even Crystal are kind of like sequels to Red, Blue, and Yellow.
That's true.
So play Red or Blue first. Don't play Yellow. Yellow, I feel kind of gives you a weird disadvantage. Well, the only reason why I say don't do Yellow is because you're forced with Pikachu as your starter, and Pikachu, at least during the very first freaking like gym that you're going to, when you're facing Brock, that's hard as shit because he's rock and you got electric, so that shit just don't go together. So play Blue or Red when you actually get to pick, you know, either Charmander, Squirtle, or Bulbasaur. Play those. I'm telling you, absolutely fantastic. And you can pick them up with a 3DS. You can pick them up for like $7, dude.
I can't believe we're having to describe
Pokemon
Red to somebody.
I know a lot about it, and like I tried to play Fire Red, it couldn't hold me.
How good it was.
Fire Red, but just play Red, man. Just play Red.
All right.
Yeah.
New game. We'll get off the ride Will train here.
What about you guys' opinion?
My opinion is I'm in absolute utter shock that you've never played a Pokemon game, and I'm gonna end it right there. So that's my sentence.
Okay.
All right. There we go. All right. So, I guess I will go next. Mega Man. Mega Man Legends, specifically. Mega Man Legends was the first all 3D Mega Man game released for the PS1 and Nintendo 64.
I'm just going to get mine out of the way here, and I think we've already said this once before. I've never played Mega Man. So.
Yeah, because you're blasphemous.
You've never ever played a Mega Man game?
Don't even get me going, Mr. Pokemon. Okay?
Yeah, but see, Mega Man's been out much longer than Pokemon. And you haven't played Mega Man.
Oh.
There's
I
something...
really don't care to play Mega Man. Like, I don't know. Shoot me.
So we need to send Will a Pokemon game, and we need to send this clown a Mega Man game.
Now, I'm not like, you know, I don't play the Mega Man games. Like,
quit dragging the Roger picture of the fucking thing. I swear to God.
But I actually have not played Mega Man Legends. I never took the time to sit down and play that one. I have played Mega Man, but I have not played Mega Man Legends.
That's probably my favorite Mega Man game in general is Legends.
Well, I guess I'll have to pick it up and play it.
Yeah, you'll need to. It's a hard pickup. If you have a PS3, that's probably the only way to pick it up without spinning an arm and a leg. Assuming it's still digital. Because I think it was like $10. But I got the physical copies right before they made it digital and paid $70 a piece. So,
oh, shit.
Yeah, so playing Mega Man Legends is not necessarily the easiest thing to do without either A, getting it on PS3 if it's still available, or B, playing it as a, emulator, which I don't recommend. I hate emulators personally, so I would never do it, but that's everyone else's choice.
It depends on what emulator you get. Like, if you want to play, like, some of the older ones, if you can find, like, the ROMs and everything for them, like, I have a Raspberry Pi that plays the original Sonic. And the soundtrack, the movement, everything is totally fantastic. I have no issues with it. And I play with a PlayStation 4 controller.
Yeah, my arcade station has a Raspberry Pi built into it along with a Steam machine. But that's beside the point. I had to one up you. No, it's kidding. Man, so Mega Man's just a no-go for everybody. Okay, I guess you're next.
Except me, I like Mega Man.
All right, Devin, you go.
I know you played.
Let's see here. Let's go with
Elder Scrolls.
Oh man, we ain't gonna go Elder Scrolls. Okay, if anyone says they haven't played Elder Scrolls, then I'm just gonna go ahead and leave this chat.
I've never played an Elder Scrolls game.
Are you serious?
I haven't even played Skyrim.
You're lying. You're lying. You have to be 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 lying. Well,
I'm fucking dying.
Well, I played Oblivion. Oblivion
I'm
was
just
my
kidding.
favorite.
Okay, I was just kidding about that one. I played Skyrim.
I think Devin had an aneurysm.
I might have broke my...
Well,
shit.
I played Oblivion the most. That's my favorite one, personally.
Yes, I played Oblivion. Oblivion was the shit.
Okay, Oblivion is probably one of the... I don't know. I'm a tough tie between Morrowind and Oblivion. I love Oblivion for several reasons, but Morrowind's kind of dear to my heart, so...
Interesting. I couldn't play Morrowind because I played Oblivion first, and then went back to Morrowind, and the draw distance was so low that I was just like, nah. But see,
I can understand that.
And not on
I can understand that.
So, yeah. Well, it sounds like everybody here has played Elder Scrolls, which is good. Why do you like Elder Scrolls?
I liked Elder Scrolls, and I'm going to base this more off of Oblivion because I put more time into it than I have Skyrim. I liked it for the exploration part. Like, it was just kind of cool. Like, let me tell you, one of my favorite aspects of Oblivion was when they had like the Coliseum arena like thing in the one city. Like, I thought that was really cool how you could like keep going back to try to get like your rank and be #1 or whatever, and defeat like the grand champion. Mm-hmm. I thought that was super cool, and I just, like I said, I liked the exploration part. Like, you could go down in these caves and find stuff. Like, for me, it was kind of like, oh my god, like, I got a better sword or a better shield or better armor or whatever. Like, just like the whole loot system was still kind of new to me. And even though it probably wasn't like the best in terms of what we have today, it was still pretty innovative for even back then. So yeah, that's one of the reasons why I really liked it.
Well, the reason I liked Oblivion more than Skyrim exactly is with Oblivion, with your skill tree, you had to pretty much kind of pick or choose exactly where you wanted to specialize in a sense. It's like you couldn't just be, super heavy on like, two-handed sword or like, heavy armor and then run around with a bow. You kind of had to pick what class you wanted to go to as far as like glass armor was concerned, whether it was heavy, Daedric armor or whatever. You couldn't just be whatever you wanted to be and throw whatever armor on. So it kind of gave me a little bit more, I guess, excitement out of it, trying to pursue that one skill line instead of just kind of being able to throw whatever on and go and beat the crap out of everything. That and you know, the Dark Brotherhood in Oblivion is 10 times better than the Dark Brotherhood in Skyrim.
Oh yeah.
It's more graphic in Skyrim, but the story's much better. It's much longer than Skyrim's Dark Brotherhood, and I don't know, a lot of like the side faction quest lines in Skyrim seem very short compared to the previous to me. So I mean, I had a lot of bones to pick with Skyrim. Good game, but I don't think it'll ever, you know, top Oblivion by any means.
Nope.
Which
and
almost
I wish
makes
they would
question.
come out with a Oblivion VR and just redo Oblivion like they keep doing with freaking Skyrim, just releasing it every year.
Yeah, put it.
Well, I was gonna say if they went ahead and did that, they would probably get so much backlash because people are ready for, well, and by people I mean Devin, are ready for a new Elder Scrolls game.
We're due. We're due.
They don't want another remaster of an older one. Like, they did that enough with Skyrim. They've beat that poor game to a pulp. They need, everybody is anxious for another game. They're just like, no, we need another one that's new to the series with updated graphics, better story than all of them combined. Like, just give us something new. So
yeah, there's only so many times you can go back and beat Fallout 4 and Skyrim before you're just like, okay, give me some. You know, Doom's great game, love it. Kind of bide my time with that, but like, you know, Bethesda, let's go.
Yeah,
let's go.
Yeah.
Either way, back to the topic at hand. Before I get on a Skyrim rant, you'll have me talking.
Like you guys did with me and Sonic and Sonic Forces.
yeah.
Just going to make Sonic Forces.
All right, I got a game. Left 4 Dead.
Yes. Left 4 Dead 2 specifically is the best one, because after Left 4 Dead 2 came out, the first one became pointless because the second one had all the levels and DLC from the first one.
Yep.
It was a very fun game. Great to play with friends.
Fantastic game.
Best to play on PC with mods because you can be Link.
I mean, I wasn't
played that
worried
on,
about that. That was like one of the first games where, you know, like couch co-op was really cool again, you know. Like, me and my buddies, we would get together and we're like, oh, let's play some Left 4 Dead, you know. And we'd just sit back for hours, you know, and it's just like I said, and I'm a big fan of couch co-op. So anytime something's got couch co-op, I'm all for it. Like, when I heard that, you know, A Way Out had couch co-op, I was like, hey, all right, I want to find somebody that's got it, and I want to play with them because I think that's really, really cool. So that's one thing I enjoyed about it.
Will?
Right. Yeah, I played. I only played one. Okay. I played on the Xbox 360, and like pretty much you guys hit all the nails. Like, you don't really see couch co-op as often anymore, and that's like a huge thing with that series that I
Halo. Sorry.
Nintendo stuff.
Watch it,
I mean,
Devin.
Yeah.
Halo 5 ruined it all.
Oh boy. You guys are gonna put me down this road, aren't you? Again.
All right, David. What game? Go.
I'm gonna say Halo.
Halo.
All right.
All right.
I've played all of them and own all of them.
Have you played all of them though?
Have you played Halo Wars?
Yes, I
1
have.
and 2? Okay, so
I demoed 2 because I wasn't interested enough to buy it.
fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Don't blame me there.
But yeah, I own Halo, every single one, and with the original discs as well. But the one thing that is triggering to a lot of people is I never really played. I played through the first chapter of Halo 1 and never played Halo 2.
Yeah, I've been hearing about it. You two have been supposed to like go on your Halo binge for like a week. Actually, it was a week ago
Today.
Yeah.
that you guys were supposed to
and
go
he won't
through
let
and
it happen.
finish. Well, in his defense, you did hit him up at like 12:30 at night.
Yeah.
No.
Look, I gotta wake up at freaking
he
6
continues-
o'clock in the morning.
He continues to propose that we play Halo right before I'm about to start streaming or something.
Stream Halo.
Well, it's different when we have. I might reiterate on Dimitri Martin in the chat. Every time we're going to do something together, he either doesn't have it or doesn't have it installed. So I end up having to do something that only he can do. So he's downloaded Halo 5, so we can all play that. but he needs to get his Master Chief Collection game going, or he's going to be left behind, and it's just going to be, you know, us.
I need to buy another Xbox. Is what I need to do.
Yeah, you do.
So what we're going to do is it's you, me, Nail, and Rebecca, and we're all going to go through the Halo series together. And we'll play Halo 5 with fuck boy over here.
Halo 5.
That's what
I don't
we're
even
going to
care.
be doing.
But I really want to
Dimitri
play
called
Halo
you a
2.
cook.
Oh, I can ignore that. He's in the chat. He doesn't matter. Okay. Well, another game series. Has anybody here, and I'm gonna expect a multiple no's. Have any of you guys played the game Legend of Dragoon?
Oh, dude. Okay, so I've heard a lot about this game, and I've heard that it's really cool, and I've seen video of it, but I've never played it.
I'm gonna go ahead and say no. I don't think I have.
It's one of the best RPGs ever made. I'm gonna assume Will hasn't. If his first system was like
No, unlikely. Yeah, that came out.
yeah, his first system was the Xbox One. I mean, Will's probably never played.
Yeah.
Like
Nope, I never played it. That was original PlayStation.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
never
can
played
list
it.
off a bunch of games a lot of people have never played, to be really honest, that are like really good, but they were all PS1 and 64.
Kessen.
Kessen, that's a good one. I've actually
It's
played
a good
Kessen.
one.
PS2, that's a great game. There was also another game called Eargies, which the main characters for that game were actually Cloud and Sephiroth and Tifa. It was a fighting game, arena-based fighting game for PS1. Very fun game. A lot of people haven't heard of that one. There's also Tomba. Have anybody played Tomba 2?
Say no more. Playing the Sephiroth.
But yeah, no one here
Yeah,
has
hit
played
some
Tomba.
indies in.
That's another really good one.
Mm-mm.
I can go down a
Have you
list
played
of
Kelowna?
games. Say what?
Have you played Kelowna?
Yeah, Klonoa. That's a really good game.
I mean, Kelowna. Oh.
No,
Yeah.
you're good. See, here's the thing. Here's the funny thing about this game series throwdown.
La la la.
I can guarantee you about at least 80% of everything you guys have played, I have played, and I probably still own.
Okay, I'm gonna hit you with one, and I may be pronouncing this wrong, but we'll find out.
Okay.
Tukiden.
Oh, Tokiden. Yeah. I have Tokiden
Dang.
and Tokiden Kiwami.
That's a fun game.
Yeah, it really is.
It's a great game.
You guys have a hard time finding something that I haven't played.
How about, hold on, I'm going to dig into the fucking vault with this one. All right.
Okay.
So, there was a game for the NES that I used to play a lot with my parents. And I believe it was called...
The game.
Yes, that's exactly what it was.
I'm waiting.
Oh, it wasn't Concentration. It was like a puzzle game, and you had to like they had like a board, and you had to like reveal parts of the puzzle, and then like the way they had it was like you had to like read it out, but it was like a picture of an eye for like, you know, saying I. And like I don't know, the message was like really decryptive. I'm gonna.
I don't
Google this
think
right now.
anybody has played that game to the point where you don't even remember the name of it.
Yeah, I don't.
Dude, no,
I don't-
it is a game. It's an older game, and it was really cool. It was like a game show, and I
Wheel of Fortune?
no,
It's
like I
like
said, it
Ditto
was,
Man on
I think it was
State
like called like
Nintendo.
Concentration or something. Hold on, I'm gonna Google this. So you guys,
Contra?
no,
That's
It sounds like Wheel of Fortune, which I did have on Super Nintendo. Don't ask why.
It sounds like Wheel of Fortune.
I mean,
Oh god.
yeah, I guess. Well, while he's taking a look, you want to take a stab and see what I
Classic
played.
Concentration. That's what it was
It
called.
was literally called Concentration.
Classic Concentration.
I
It
have
was published
never
by
played
GameTech in 1990. Developed by Softy Inc. Says the description
Classic
for it.
Concentration. This
it
was
says-
a System DOS, Commodore 64, and Apple II game.
Oh my gosh.
Says one at a time, the contestants called out two numbers if the prizes or special action didn't match the
This was a
opponent took
legitimate
turn.
NES game.
Yeah.
No, motherfucker, I ain't played that.
Boom! I win! Suck it!
We don't play bad games, David.
It was a fantastic game.
Oh my god. Boy, it was to the point where It came out for the Commodore 64 and the Apple II. Apple
but this is
II. You remember
classic
seeing
concentration.
Apple II in school? The apple with the rainbow on it?
Yeah.
Boy, nobody ain't played that shit. Doesn't even count.
Hey, you said that we couldn't name one. I named one. You haven't played it.
Okay, that's one game I have not played. Does anybody else have anything?
Well, I know you've played this one, but I don't know if David have. What about KOTOR?
I've heard of it, but I haven't played it.
Oh gosh, you need to play that.
Knights of the Old Republic, you terrible monster.
Dude, again, that was like I had an Xbox, and the only thing that I ever played on Xbox really was Halo and the original Forza Motorsport, which I was the one that got all of my friends into Forza Motorsport.
Well, news for you: KOTOR is on the Xbox.
Okay, I have never played a game called Bubble Bath Babes on the Nintendo. That doesn't even sound like that'd be likely back in the 90s of how strict Nintendo used to be. Bubble Bath. I'm gonna Google that. I bet you it's on. No, porn's gonna come up.
Yeah, I wouldn't advise. Yeah,
I'm gonna look it up. Bubble.
I'm sure you heard of it, Andy, but have you played Knuckles Chaotix?
Wow, Bubble Bath Babes. It was an actual game for the Nintendo. It was literally, from what I could see, it's literally like Tetris or Puyo Puyo with a naked woman at the bottom.
all right.
I can't post a link.
Okay. Well, that's the game. Okay,
Knuckles
then.
Chaotix.
That's a thing. Knuckles Chaotix. I have played that. I don't own it. I've played it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was actually an incredibly fun game. Oh my god, Bubble Bath thing.
Why can't I send a freaking message?
Boy,
Why- oh,
nobody
just-
wants to see what concentration looks like.
David, I think you need some classic concentration so you can figure this out.
Oh my god.
It says, oops, remove
I-
any web addresses and try again. I can't
Okay.
post a YouTube link inside YouTube.
Yeah,
What?
that's
'Cause
yeah.
I'm not a moderator for my channel, that's why. So,
That's dumb.
here's one that I know Will has played, but have you guys played Golden Sun?
No, but I have heard of it, though.
Well, at least you've heard of
No, I haven't.
it. Damn, you're missing
How dare
out. That's
you.
a good Game Boy Advance game, and they made one for the DS that's equally as good.
See, I didn't play it. If it was a Game Boy game, I was playing either Metroid, I was playing, Pokemon, or I was playing like a Dragon Ball game. Like I didn't have a ton of Game Boy games, Harvest Moon, stuff like that. So I didn't. Some of those games that most people probably haven't played, I haven't played on Game Boy.
So, this is going to be difficult. Name every single Dragon Ball game that you have played.
Oh, God.
Oh,
I know I can do it.
Pretty much all of the Budokais.
You have to name each name. You have to name the name of every single
Oh
game.
my gosh.
Jesus Christ, dude. I'm going to have to Google these, because
I
That's
can't
cheating.
Google them, that's cheating.
It's not cheating. I can't. It's Budokai 2 and Budokai 3.
Okay, so for me, it was Dragon Ball Ultimate Battle 22, Dragon Ball GT Final Bout, Dragon Ball Legacy of Goku 1 and 2, Boo's Fury, there is Supersonic Warriors 1 and 2, Dragon Ball Z Budokai 1, 2, and 3, Dragon Ball Z Taiketsu, Dragon Ball Z GT Final Transformation, Dragon Ball Goku's Adventures, Dragon Ball Tenkaichi 1, 2, and 3, Dragon Ball Burst Limit, Dragon Ball Tenkaichi Tag, Dragon Ball Shining, Dragon Ball Burst Limit and Rage Blast, Dragon Ball Another Road, and I think
Legendary
that's where it's-
Super Warriors,
Legendary
that one?
Super Warriors. Wasn't that...
Game Boy Color.
No, that game was garbage. Wasn't that a card game?
Maybe, I don't
I
know.
think that was a card game, so I
I just it sounds like a game I've played.
I think that was
No,
a card
I don't.
game.
No, it
It
wasn't.
wasn't? I'm gonna have to look this up.
Yeah, I think it was turn-based.
Legendary
Hmm.
Wars.
Oh no, yeah, it was. It was.
It was a card game?
You're right.
Thank God, because I
Yeah.
was very upset with myself. Oh, and then there's those games that I didn't even mention. I have that game that's on the 3DS, that fighting game, and then there's these two games here.
Extreme
I have Golden
Victoria.
Sun. Dragon Ball Origins 1 and 2. There you go.
Still, one of my favorite Dragon Ball games is still going to be Raging Blast 2, just because all the friends that playing with friends that with that at home was always a blast. Even though Dragon Ball Fighter Z is on my top list there.
Budokai 3.
See,
and
I haven't
Fighter
gotten
Z are
it
at my
yet.
top.
I would advise getting it. It's a good game.
I do, but I don't
And if
like.
someone
You're the only
wants
other
to get
person I
slapped
know
around
that
by
has
me,
it.
you're more than welcome to fight.
I probably would.
I'll take on victims. So, anybody
Take
here
on
can be a victim, even the people talking to me right now.
I mean, we're talking to you right now.
Oh, that means I have 3 victims.
I know. I don't like
Ah,
stuff.
Scrub. Well,
Why, Roger?
God. Well, I guess this is where we take this to because you guys are probably, other than that obscure game that he brought up, you guys will probably never be able to find too many games that I haven't played. But
Did you just have this section as like a dick measuring contest? Like, clearly I'm superior to you all.
no, it's
I
just
know
more the
a lot
fact
of-
that every time I ask one of those two, especially Fraley, if he's played something, generally Evo and I are incredibly surprised, and then he's like, "Well, have you played this?" And I'm like, "Yes, actually." So it's
Almost
kind of
every time.
nice. It's kind of nice to see, not necessarily a measuring contest to see whether I'm better than anybody. It's more of the fact that I'd like to see if there's anything I haven't played, so that I can actually go out and play something new, which no one's been able to help me with that yet. So, no, it's not a superiority complex. I already know I have much higher superiority in gaming than most people. So I don't have to, like...
Oh, there it is.
I
There
don't have
it
to
is.
measure it on anybody. It's something that I already know.
There it is.
You gotta quit being so humble here, all right?
It is immeasurable.
Right.
I mean, shit. It's not something that has to be stated. But these
No
two...
offense, I'm just on another level.
I mean, these two, including you, do have a gaming library. I'm just curious as to if I've played any of it, so that if I haven't, I have a chance to play something new. Because you have no idea. This is what I suffer. I drive around my town at least 3 times a month, just going to different video game stores. Maybe I find something I've never even heard of. Sometimes going to GameStop, sometimes going to Best Buy. And I look in these stores at all the games, and everything is something that I've played before. I never see things that I haven't played, and I even look at retro games. So, with that being said, as far as consoles are concerned, I always look to people to give me a recommendation of something I have not played, and I still have yet to have that. Unless it's a PC game, then there's a whole world of things I have not explored.
Or Halo.
Why don't you... Yeah, well, I told you I was gonna play Halo with you.
I don't
And
like playing multiplayer games by myself, so that's why I haven't dove into the Halo storyline. I know we are going to play it,
why.
but I'm speaking for why I haven't played it in the past. Is that back then, and still now, I hate multiplayer games by myself. Now that we are going to play Halo, I am incredibly thrilled. But as far as, like, just in general, it's like, I'm sitting on a lot of multiplayer games because I don't like playing games by myself in any form if it is a multiplayer game. That destroys the experience. So, just in general, I'm just looking for more stuff to play, and I kind of talk to my peers and different people that I know to see if there's anything. And sometimes there is, sometimes there isn't, because someone brought to my attention a game called, actually it was one of the subscribers, called Blinks for the original Xbox.
Yes.
It looks like fake Ratchet and Clank with a cat. So I literally found both of them at the store, $5 a piece, and bought both games. So I'm eventually going to start playing the game Blinks. So, and there's also, it's getting a sequel, a game called Beyond Good and Evil. So that's another one that I haven't played that I do own. I got through, well, I have played it. I actually got through about an hour of it. So
Beyond Good and Evil,
Honestly,
that's
I didn't-
definitely one I would recommend.
yeah, so
I tried
I have
that,
Darkest
and
Dungeon
I
on the Switch.
didn't get that far either.
Yeah, so it's like, yeah, and I have Darkest Dungeon on the Switch. But,
Oh, okay. Here's one. Have you ever played Boom Boom Rocket? I know it has a really
Boom
dumb
Boom
name.
Rocket. I have never heard of it.
Okay, it's on the Xbox, like it's on Xbox One, like you can play it on there. It was an Xbox 360 game, and if you like music type
Oh,
games,
that
kinda like
game! I
Hero,
own that.
It's I don't know. I was really into it because like these rockets would fly up and you'd have this line atop, like across the top of your screen, and you'd have to hit the buttons on your controller, like the face buttons, in whenever they.
I have this game on my 360, but not on my one because it wasn't one that I purchased. You remember back when the 360 still had memory cards?
Oh yeah.
I bought a memory card that had Boom Boom Rocket and Small Arms on it. So I have played this. Oh
yeah.
Yeah, it came with those 2 games on the memory card. So they're on my 360, but not transferable to my one.
I want to Google another game because there's a game that I played in it, and I can't think of the name of it. That's why I gotta Google it. But you played as like this tiny, like little yellow robot guy, and
you're talking about Small Arms.
Is that what I'm talking about? Let me see, because I gotta man.
It was Small Arms, right? Let me look it up.
Oh, I got a series.
It was Xbox, right?
No, it was not Small Arms.
Oh, not Small Arms. I'm stupid. It was
Metal
Arms. Thank you.
Oh.
Xbox Metal Arms.
Yes, Metal Arms.
Yeah.
Badass.
Yeah, I have that game. I have yet to turn it on though, but I have it.
Dude, play that. That was a lot. Like you could play that multiplayer, dude. That game was a lot of fun.
Okay.
82 on Metacritic too. Not bad.
Yeah, I have yet to actually turn it on. I bought that when I bought my 2 Xbox originals a couple years back. Because I bought 2 so that we can, LAN play. And I got a game called Outrun. I got Outlaw Beach Volleyball. Game called Spike Out, which I had never heard of, but it is an amazing game. Got Spy vs. Spy, which is a really fun game. Played everything but Small Arms, because when we finally got around to being able to do that, the friend that I played everything with, we stopped talking because she's a cunt.
Oh, wow.
Well then, okay.
I made that awkward.
Right.
But yeah, either way, there's not, I don't know. There have been like a few gems, so it's like basically older games I haven't touched base on too much as far as like Xbox is concerned, is what it sounds like. Because like growing up, I didn't have an Xbox, so Jade Empire and all that stuff and Shenmue were lost to me until like, well, Shenmue I ended up playing on the Dreamcast like a few years ago. But a lot of the games I have not been able to touch were basically Xbox originals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Either way, I guess at this point it's off to the Q&A section. If you guys have
To the Q&A
at all, definitely make sure you jot those down and shoot them out to us. We'll wait a couple minutes before ending the stream, assuming that there are people that have questions in any form. Go. Let's get I have a question for you, Will.
Mm-hmm.
Are you the Glub Glub Glub?
I am the Glub Glub Glub. Yes, I am.
You are. And are these books here a marvel for you?
This library is a treasure trove. Yes, it is.
Also, question for Eva. Do you think he looks like Roger Craig Smith at all?
God damn, I swear to God.
Let's see. Any of you ever played the game?
Why?
Played the Commodore Amiga or the 500, the 600, or the 12? I cannot say I have played the Commodore at all. I own some older systems, but some of those ones that come down to the Atari and stuff, for me, don't work. Like they're broken.
I will say that I can get my hands on a Commodore 64, but that's about the best that I can come up with, just because that's like, there's a guy at work that is like in his 70s, or no, he just turned 60. He's gonna be turning 61 this year. Real good friend of mine, and he's got like a bunch of old gaming consoles and everything down in his basement. And he like went through and started cleaning it out. And he's like, "Oh, I have a Commodore 64. I've got all this other stuff." And we're like, "You have a treasure trove in your basement, sir. Like, do you realize this?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, here's this other thing." And it was dumb. Like this stuff that he was like, he sent us a picture, and he's just got like 3 Commodore 64s down there. I think he had like a 1200. I was like, what, you've been hiding these from us. Like, you realize that we talk about games literally daily, and you've literally held out on us.
I own Monkey Island for the Xbox One and the original Xbox. 1 and 2. I have the second one on the Xbox One, and I have the first one on disc for the Xbox.
Those are good games.
Yeah, Monkey Island. I can't really say too much for it because I don't remember much about it, to be really honest. Because I didn't play it that much even when I was younger. I made the mistake of getting a game called Sigmir's Pirates the same day. So I ended up playing that a lot, and Monkey Island kind of just didn't get turned on ever. So yeah, more of my experiences with the Sigmir's Pirates game, personally.
Yeah, that was made by LucasArts, wasn't it?
Sigmir, the Pirates game?
I think with Monkey Island, yeah.
I believe
and then,
so.
Then they do one. I want to say it was. Was it a? It was one of like those story narrative. Was it Telltale that did it? Might have. I don't know. It's been a long time. It's been a long time. I remember the games. I didn't play them super in depth, but I definitely remember playing them.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I definitely own the Monkey Island though. I do need to sit down and legitimately play it, which I'm going to be getting around to doing soon because along with live streams on the channel, I'm going to be having pre-recorded gameplay as well so that I can enjoy some of those games on my own and not have to worry too much about chat and blah blah blah. So you'll end up seeing Monkey Island on the channel here soon because that's definitely one I'm going to get around to playing. Matter of fact, that might be a throwback. I have played Sam and Max. That might be a throwback Thursday game, actually, because it is pretty much a throwback.
Have you completed that Sonic level on Dimitri's face yet, Andy?
I have yet to complete that level on his face. I actually need to get around to doing that.
I can't get past those spikes.
Yeah, the spike pit is a hard portion of that level. Well, basically, you just need to use a speed boost through the 3 rings, and each one propels you forward to the loop.
Ah.
Yeah, the loop under the left pimple of his cheek.
Oh boy.
Delight. Really delight.
But yes, I've played Sam and Max. It is actually not something I can touch too much on because that's another one of those games where I didn't get too far in. Point and click adventures aren't really my thing.
Yeah, I'm about the same with those two.
Yeah, the only point and click adventure, I don't care if it's immature, that I loved was either Oregon Trail, and we're talking about the original Oregon Trail that you played in school, that you can't find anymore for whatever reason, that I wish I could download, and oh no, there was this other game about like a dragon or something, but I don't know what it was, and Pajama Sam, because that was my shit. Love Pajama Sam. But that's as far as I go with point and click. Matter of fact, I did buy a point and click game recently for PC that actually looked like it was really, really good.
I can't do point and click games.
There was one I bought recently that looked really freaking good.
I tried doing like Broken Age.
You didn't like Broken Age?
Listen, I can appreciate the games for what they are, and I know a lot of people really do like them, you know. But I mean, for me personally, I gotta be actually like engaged. Like I like my quick first-person shooters. I like the RPG games. I want something that actually like makes me think, you know.
Well, the
game
I bought recently was called Deponia. That's a point-and-click game that actually looked like it was really interesting. And there was one other game that I can't remember right now because I don't remember the name. So it's like I bought the entire Deponia series too. With that being said, the other game I don't remember the name of, but it's somewhere in here. It's some girl in some place doing something with some people.
That sounds very descriptive.
But I can't remember the name of this game. And I can just scroll through until it comes up, but overall I'm not going to remember it. But it's in my Steam library somewhere. But it's a game that was actually highly rated. It's on PS4 as well. But, yeah, whenever I remember that name, I guess I'll let you guys know in Discord if anyone cares. I don't remember the name of the game. I actually care myself right now just to know the name of it. But, yeah, was there any more questions for you guys before we end this?
Cue Jeopardy theme song. You should get a soundboard with that.
Yeah, get a soundboard. I don't know. I'm very happy with just slowly sliding this picture of Roger Craig Smith onto the screen.
Every time, like, I'm sitting here looking at the chat, and I just see this black and white photo slowly to the right-hand side. Which I fucking hate.
There we go. Get your picture of Roger Craig Smith there. Alright, so it looks like we
God damn it again, I see it!
Any more questions coming in?
He's got a hot wife, though. I mean, that's the one thing he's got going for him.
So I guess that's where we're going to end this stream, guys. Thank you all for joining us. You guys are awesome, all 12 of you silent people. But either way, we will catch you guys next time for the Pulse Chat. Keep in mind, tomorrow I will be streaming Throwback Thursday, first Throwback Thursday for the channel, at least for me, with Spyro. And we will be doing Anime Monday stuff coming up, and look forward to the next Pulse Chat next week. But yeah, regardless, I will catch you guys later, cueing the theme song with total silence.
Later, guys.
Later.
Bye.
Welcome to Pulse Chat.
EGD and Sick Critic News. Join in!